What's happening, everyone? Jay Shockblast here, and we are rebooting the Shockcast. Something I did not too long ago. It was basically just me, though, talking, and this time around I think I'm going to bring in a few friends, and to start off, got one of my favorites, Mr. DJKrome. How you doing today?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back.
All the way from the land of the rising sun.
That's right. It rises early and doesn't stop continuously, always in my face, but I love it.
Oh, it's so weird, man. Here we are, separated by thousands of miles in an ocean, and the wonder of Skype. You in Japan, me here in as far away as I can be, and still at it, man. Still at it. So
can't stop, won't stop.
Congratulations on becoming a papa.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it. It is definitely a wonder. If you haven't had a kid before, folks, it is definitely a handful. I don't know if you try to hold a controller and a baby in the other hand. It is definitely difficult, but promise you with some practice, you'll get it down packed.
I hope she keeps you up all night.
and the funny thing is, that's a good thing. Like, I've been able to play some games in my backlog because I have to stay up with her. Like, she just won't go to sleep, so she'll just have to lay on my shoulder or in my lap. So I have nothing else to do. It's not like I'm going to read a book. So boot up the Xbox and play some old games.
Ain't no reading books around these parts.
Never.
No way. Not happening. So, yeah, man. So, I mean, this is something that we used to do a lot back in the day. The analog hype days. And, man, there are some classic podcasts for sure.
Definitely.
I think too many people, too many hands in the cookie jar made it a little bit much. But, I'd like to start doing at least once a week, doing podcasts and, 2, 3, maybe 4 people. And obviously, Chrome, you're invited all the time. So
I'll take you on that.
Chrome is one of my favorite people. I've known you, man, 6, 7 years at this point. We've been gaming. And been through the ringer. But speaking of playing games, man, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Well, I'll tell you this. I've been trying to put my hands in a little bit of everything recently. I tried playing the Battleborn beta before making a decision on actually buying Battleborn. I've been on the Overwatch beta, the open beta. I've been playing Division daily, and I jumped back in some old games. Like, I'm trying to play Rise, Assassin's Creed, Syndicate, I think was the latest one. And I'm also playing Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition.
Oh, wow, man. That game was the jam, man. When that game came out, we were so hyped about it, and I played so much of it. I do have Definitive Edition, but I haven't even played it on the Xbox One yet. And I guess it's hard sometimes. Like, when these games get re-released, I find that it's kind of hard to go back to them because, reinventing... Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of that game. I think I probably put, 60 or 70 hours into it. And the one that surprised me, though, was Borderlands, when that got re-released.
Oh, yeah.
That's my jam. I love that game. But, it wasn't the same because... maybe it's because so many people weren't on it. And, when it was out, I had 1 million people I could join on.
Yep.
But there was just not enough people. Everybody was spread out so much. And I had a hard time getting back into it. I mean, fortunately, I had already beaten it all and everything. Even the pre-sequel, because I bought it. That was my last 360 game, basically. But yeah, man, The Division. We were kind of talking about this beforehand, but famous Chrome line, save it for the podcast. I've played quite a bit of The Division. I haven't quite beaten the game, quote unquote, yet. I know that there's
you haven't finished all the story missions?
No, I have a couple more left. I've played it mostly solo. Even the big missions you have to do, I've mostly done solo. Because I was so far behind most people, but I mean, there's a lot of controversy around it. What's your perception on what's going on right now?
Well, it's an issue that kind of plagues Destiny as well. Anything that has something to do with loot is having an issue, unless you're Diablo right now. Everyone's going to have an issue when it comes down to what exotics or what high-end items are dropping from what action, or when you find an exploitable. I don't even like saying exploitable, but when they find a farming scheme, all right, whatever, I'll call it exploitable. It's damn near exploiting. You find something like that, and you use it because it's the best way to kind of get high-end stuff.
Right.
And then you try not to do it, and the people that did it, they have all this high-end stuff, and you get punished because you go into like the dark zone, and you got people with mad high-level stuff, and you can't even get that anymore because you weren't fast enough to do all the exploitable stuff, and now you're just going to get continuously whooped up in the dark zone, which is the only place in the division at this point where you can get high-end stuff that's, you know, actually usable compared to what you can get in like PvE. So it's weird because it's a game that I still love the basis of it. I like doing the challenge mode. I like working with other people, and there's different skills and fight styles. So that's pretty cool. My issues comes in when you go into the dark zone and you're there to try to build up your dark zone rank, because most of the good stuff that you have to get, your rank has to be high. But to get that high, you have to do like just farm. You basically have to walk around, kill named bosses, and once you get bored of that, you have to go rogue. And going rogue doesn't benefit you as much as you would think it would. You would think you get mad money, mad experience, but it's not the case. Especially if you get shot and you die as a rogue. Oh, no. It was a waste of time.
Yeah, risk reward is just not there. And yeah, so I mean, I was never really like, the Dark Zone stuff really didn't necessarily appeal to me as much. I just like the idea of, you know, playing it with friends. I know that kind of part of the excitement of the Dark Zone is the fact that you never know what somebody's going to do. And I kind of like that, but it never seemed worth it to me. Like, I would accidentally shoot people and stuff, and it was like, I don't want to go rogue. Like, let me not be rogue. I don't want to be rogue, you know?
Right.
Like, I went in there with the best intentions all the time, and then there's just, I don't know, it just seemed like a recipe for disaster as far as I was concerned. Like, you know, the potential for lots of griefers and stuff like that. And, I mean, I know they did a good job of keeping everybody, like, within their level range and everything, but I don't know. That part of it never appealed to me. What I will say is I did love the game. Like, the story seemed interesting. The graphics were phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm generally not a third-person shooter type. Like, that was Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
Like, Ubisoft, like, Tom Clancy games, like, what was it, like Advanced Warfare or something like that? That was out for, like...
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, yeah. I did not like Ghost Recon, like any of them. And so I was worried about that going in, and then I don't know, but like I was so hyped for the Division ever since they first showed it off. I feel like it was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
They showed it, and it just like got delayed, and I'm okay with it. I mean, they waited until it was finished, which is more than most games can say these days. But I think, like, I was loving the iPad aspect that they just completely scrapped.
They had to scrap the hell out of that.
Yeah, like, it was like, I was like, oh, that's sweet. I can, like, be Overwatch. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I can be sitting at work just playing, like, well, you know, that's another subject for another day. But, you know, but I mean, the game was good. I'm disappointed to see that, like, it feels like it fell off real quick.
I don't know if it's an end game issue, but if you still have people that still play, like if I was to have a regular group of people that would come on, because they've done a lot to upgrade the game, and they continuously are listening to the community and adding new things, and it seems like they have a calendar. They have like a calendar of things that they want to do. And they're adjusting that for what the community wants. So they added the new things like the daily missions, the weekly missions. Even though the weekly missions isn't worth it because it's only like 30 Phoenix credits. And it will take you literally like 3 or 4 days to kind of get all the requirements completed. While you can do one challenge mode, which would probably take you 15, 20 minutes. And that gives you 50 Phoenix credits.
Oh, wow.
So it's just that the balance is off there. Like, why am I going to even bother with the weekly? So with the weekly, it's like if it happens, it happens for me. But like I was saying earlier, is if you have a squad, I think that's the case with any MMO type game. If you have people that's continuously on and dedicated to it, the game is fun. I've joined parties, and which is something I love over the Destiny, is that it has matchmaking, and I've matchmade into teams that are regular teams, and they enjoy themselves because they play together and they know the style, they know what to do, they know what's up. There's a routine, this map we do this, that map we do that, we adjust on the fly. It's really great, and just seeing randomly how my style complements with someone else, that still gets me sometimes. Like someone will throw up a whatchamacallit, like a turret, thank you. Like a flamethrower turret. So it keeps people pinned down like in a doorway, and I throw like the seeker mine, and the seeker mine gets all of them in a cluster because the flamethrower keeps them pinned down in one area. And I'm like, well, damn, that was a nice little combo there,
Yeah, man. So, Overwatch. What were your impressions of Overwatch?
Overwatch, in comparison to Battleborn, I like Battleborn more.
Really?
Overwatch is I just think that the Blizzard machine is all over it. Overwatch is cool, but there's too many, hear that word again, exploitable characters. I don't know if you've ever encountered Bastion, or was it Bastion? Bastion, yeah. Oh,
that's my favorite player.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of play.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Shocker, a tank.
My God. Yeah.
So, I mean, I've heard people complain about it. Like, so I played it on PS4. My buddy Tim gave me a code to play it a couple days before the main beta came out. And so I figured, all right, I owe it to him to go ahead and play it on PS4 with him. And I was just kind of exploring, the different characters, and I happened to land on Bastion, and I was like, oh, I really like this guy. I mean, I like throwing down my turret or going in turret mode and everything, and turning into a tank and all that, and he was kind of like, oh no, don't use him. Like when we were when we were on offense, he's like, don't use him. He's pointless on offense. He's really into the whole Team Fortress thing.
Yeah.
For me, I was just like, I don't care. I'm just playing. I'll try to be a good teammate and everything, but like, I'm just here to have some fun and figure it out. I didn't realize that it was a problem. Like, I mean, I know on defense, like, teams would have like two Bastions, like sit back and kind of try to peg us off and everything. But I thought that was a good strategy to me. But what's the issue people are complaining about?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's hella OP. That machine gun is too crazy. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if you've seen. There's been some memes about it. Well, not even memes. If you go to the Overwatch Twitter page. It seems like they've hired someone just to manage the complainers for Bastion. So if you were to tweet Overwatch right now, like, hey, I can't stand Bastion, they will reply back in a few minutes letting you know some good players, some good characters that you could play as to counter Bastion.
Yeah.
And that's all day.
I played a couple guys. I played Bastion. I was trying to record videos, but here's the thing, like, because I was talking to him over a headset, it like muted all the game volume. So like the videos were useless. Like, I mean, it was like
foolishness.
I don't understand them. I really don't. Like, I've never had a problem with Xbox like recording videos and like losing audio, but I swear, like, PS4 gives me nothing but trouble. Like, I don't want to turn this into a bitch session about PS4. But, like, like, there's just so many little subtle details that they don't get with their software. And that's why I strongly prefer... I will sacrifice a few pixels. Like, and I know that my issues don't affect everybody, but, like, I'll sacrifice a few pixels to know that everything's going to work fine, But I tried some ninja guy that throws, like, stars. And then I tried... Agent 76 or something like that.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like Cable.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I didn't like that one, but the guy that, like, threw, like, the ninja stars and had, like, a sword, I can't remember what his name was. I like G, started with a G, I think. I didn't mind him, but I didn't really get to tackle all the characters. I was trying to, like, I'm weird when I play games. Like, I don't like playing as a female character, which I know it sounds, like, incredibly sexist, but, like, it's just, I'm a dude, and, like, I feel weird when I play, like, female characters. Like, even, like, Tomb Raider, like, I don't know, it's weird for me to be a female character.
Sorry to sidetrack. Tomb Raider, on the subject of, I loved Tomb Raider. I just couldn't deal with her dying. Like, I can't. Like, it's just like as someone that can't watch someone a woman get abused by a man or hit by a man. Seeing the ways that she was dying so gruesomely, I couldn't play. I couldn't finish it. Just off of that fact.
I honestly, I have Rise of the Tomb Raider. I haven't even started it yet. I have quite a few games that I bought that I haven't even started yet, like Metal Gear Solid 5. I mean, I think I'm not gonna like it anyway because I didn't like. Whatever that little demo was.
Not Phantom Pan. Phantom Pan is the final one. The Love Below. I don't remember. It was crap.
Yeah. It was,
that 30-minute demo.
So, like, I got really frustrated with that. So, but it was, like, wicked cheap one day. Like, I'm a sucker for, like, oh, it's on sale for, like, super cheap, so I'll buy it. Like, I'm sitting here looking at Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I only bought it because it was $8, and I'm like, for $8, I kind of have to get it. Like,
can't lose it,
but I'm probably never gonna play it. But yeah, so I Battleborn though, like, so I bought Battleborn out of guilt. It was literally, like it was it was guilt. Because I wasn't gonna get it. I did play the beta, and I told myself, this game sucks, and I'm not going to get it. Now, I played as the Jedi, the Dark Lord Jedi-looking guy.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but he's like white hair, and he has like lightsabers and shit. And it was like the worst. And I played by myself, which is probably the first mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't queue it up to like have somebody play with me on the story mode, and it was like the worst mistake I made because like I got to the final boss, and I wanted to throw my controller through the TV. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you even put a game out like this? Like, I don't even understand. Like, it does a horrible job explaining. So, like, I ended up buying it because, like, the week before at PAX East, like, the people at 2K were, like, so awesome to me and gave me, like, the Gentleman Claptrap, which was, like, $400. Yeah. They just gave it to me. And so I was like, all right, well, I owe him $60 for this game, so not even 60. I've got a Best Buy, so I got the $12 off with Gamer Unlocked. So, by the way, do you miss that out in Japan?
Not anymore. Now that Amazon is doing basically the same thing with Amazon Prime.
Nice.
So
nice. So, like, I played, like, the first mission, and I was like, all right, this isn't that bad. And I played as whatever the girl is that you play as in the first mission.
Yeah.
Like, all right, she's not that bad. Maybe having guns is, like, what you need. Like, maybe having a sword guy was a bad idea.
Yeah, like, basically, you kind of have to, which they should have done in-game, is kind of, I guess, like a personality-type test.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of get matched up with the right type of character. So, like, when I first played, I played as, like, the steampunk sniper guy.
Okay.
So, one, I'm not usually a sniper when it comes to any type of game.
Mm-hmm.
But,
because you're terrible?
Yeah, because I'm terrible. I have the worst, like, talk about aim? Nada. Never. So, I was trying to figure it out, like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to stay back, hang back, I'm going to defend, because I guess it's the best thing I can do with a sniper is defend. And then I started kind of basically, after losing a bunch of times, develop a fight style with him and his different skill sets, kind of see where it's leaning towards and where, like, okay, when I upgrade, this helps that. So I was like, okay, so next time around, I kind of did a lot better, and I started to enjoy it a little bit more. But my thing was that I wish I was able to switch characters mid-game. Like, I would start playing as a character and just like, man, I cannot stand this character. And without having to rage quit, there was no way to like switch characters. Which, you know, I guess isn't too bad, but...
Well, you can do it in Overwatch, and that was definitely something I liked because when I switched, I started as one character, and I hated the character right away. And then I switched mid-game to Bastion, and I was like, whoa, all right, I like this character. So I can see where that would be beneficial. I haven't gotten that far into the game, though. Like, it's weird. Like, this week I had all the time in the world, but, like, I've just had a hard time, like, getting into something new, you know? Like, Marvel Heroes, like, there was a bunch of new Civil War costumes that came out, you know, this week, and some Civil War content, which we'll talk about Civil War a little bit in a minute, but, you know, that got me to go back to that game for a bit, and then, you know, Lego Marvel Avengers had, you know, the new, this week was Doctor Strange, I believe, for the DLC, and then last week it was Black Panther, or vice versa, one or the other. So, like, I had no problem getting into all that, but, like, this week I picked up Uncharted 4, I picked up Doom, last week I picked up Battleborn, and I've barely touched any of them. I still haven't finished Quantum Break, which I like Quantum Break. I just got to a point in it where I was almost at the end of it, and I randomly died, like whatever level I was in, and I randomly died, and like it made me go all the way back to the beginning, and I just kind of raged, and I was like, all right, I'm done tonight. Because like honestly, that game is great, and I actually love the TV show aspect of it, but like, I don't know, I'm weird lately. Like, if people on the channel aren't watching it, like, I kind of don't want to play it, and but then like, I spend so much time just sitting staring at nothing. Like, this week was weird. Like, it's been an adjustment, in general, just to
kind of
the job and
so
not having Teddy around, and you know, my legs. I've been having issues with my legs.
Yeah, I saw that.
Going to the doctors and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're getting better now, but like sometimes I'm not feeling it, you know. And I don't know what it is. It's weird, but like I was so looking forward to like all this downtime because, you know, like I said, I bought so many games that I literally haven't even touched.
Yeah.
I still haven't even actually beaten Fallout 4 yet, or The Witcher 3. Like, but I've played I've played at least 100 hours of both.
Yeah.
Because I'm like just taking my time in it, you know. Like, I legitimately enjoy both of those games so much that I want to do every little thing, you know.
And I think I don't know if it's because we're conditioned by. I think it was last year there was a major gaming drought. There wasn't many new games, so a lot of the past couple of months, probably like 6, 7, 8 months now, I've gotten games and I've gone extremely slow. Like you said, I've taken my time. Fallout 4, I think I've built like 4 huge establishments. Like, I just went out of control with it. Haven't touched any of the DLC that come out for Fallout 4. The Witcher is just there preloaded, still haven't started it. Just that, like, example, I'm on paternity leave, but I go back to work tomorrow. I took 2 weeks off thinking that, hey, 1 week is all I need in the hospital, and then the next week is me chilling with the baby playing video games.
Right.
But after I get done with everything, like I work on the website, baby's sleeping, fed or whatever, I have the house to myself, I'm in my zone, and I just sit there and I'm like, you know what? I might just play a little bit of Rocket League instead. And it's just so weird. I don't understand it. Like, I reflect back on it, and I'm like, man, you are crazy. I don't understand.
I feel you there. I know. It's just, maybe it's because we're old, man. I don't know.
I hope
not. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, like, you talk about the drought and everything, and then May just comes up and, like, uppercuts you right in the jaw. I mean, you know, you've got the 3 big games that I just mentioned, Doom, Battleborn, and Uncharted. And, you know, on this Tuesday, I don't know if it's a big game, but Homefront, The Revolution. I didn't mind the last Homefront, like, story and everything. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then the next week is Overwatch and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm excited for that. TMT. Yeah, that TMT looks good.
Yeah. And then there's even Tropico 5 if you're into that. Yeah. And then the next week it's One Piece, Burning Blood, which apparently is way bigger than I even understand.
That anime has
you must know.
It has like 10,000 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, you must see that all the time where you're at right now.
Yeah, and the thing is that I walk around and I see things and I'm just like, wow, like things like the fact that I can turn on TV and watch anime live and not have to wait for it to be like dubbed or the subtitles to drop. It's a whole different experience. Or just going onto the train and seeing like mad ads for stuff that haven't even come stateside. Like the Nintendo 3DS is huge over here.
Right.
So games like Monster Hunter, even games like, oh my god, what is it? Clash of the Clans. I think that's what it's called. Mobile gaming over here is crazy. I went to Tokyo Game Show last year, and they had a huge tournament for Clash of the Clans. And
Jeez.
I didn't even realize. I was like, yo, it's a mobile annoying game. Like, I don't understand.
I played it for a little bit.
And, of course, I did, too. And I even played a new one. I forgot what the new one's called. But the new one's more balanced, at least in my eyes. It doesn't require you to play hours upon hours of playing. But because it's all card-based. But, yeah, it's huge. It is really, really huge over here. Like, but yeah, you go on the train, you see people playing Monster Hunter. I've yet to see a PS Vita. I don't understand what happened. Horrible, but
and you're in the motherland.
Exactly. I don't know what happened, but you will see people regularly they're playing games on their phone or they're playing on their 3DS. Grown people, grown folks.
That's crazy. Yeah, so like, I don't know, tomorrow, so my girl was in New York today, and I thought I'd get way more done than I did, and actually I did pretty well, but like, I don't know, I went out to breakfast with my mom this morning, and then after that I just had this urge to like, go somewhere, because like, I've been like, I don't know, pretty lazy about going out, because I worked from home for so long, and I just decided to go to some stores, picked up some, new collectibles and comics and stuff, but like, then I came home and I'm still like, I feel like I'm intimidated to start Doom, and like I got the first 2 levels of Uncharted down, and I've never been a fan of Uncharted. It's not really my play style.
Yeah.
But like, it's a gorgeous game, don't get me wrong, and the story is intriguing. I want to go back to both of them, but like something is like holding me back. And it's weird, like lately I've found myself like watching like I'm just completely in love with this Red Sox team this year. So I've been like watching way more of the games, and the crazy thing is my office is set up so specifically so that I can watch the game and play something at the same time. And I don't know, like I just kind of like, I don't know, I think part of it is Teddy, like trying to like get used to him not like following me around everywhere and being here. So I don't know, but no, I'm not trying to like bring everything down, but like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I need to get into that Doom. So tomorrow, she's back from New York, but I don't know if I'm gonna see her. So I think I'll have a good amount of time tomorrow to dive into some Doom and some Uncharted. But I just haven't been on the box much, Like the only time I'm on any of the consoles is if I'm doing that Lego stuff, which is fine with me. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So, but I'll tell you what I saw twice already. I saw Captain America Civil War, actually 3 times. I saw that horrible bootleg copy, but good enough to not get spoiled. Yeah. And then saw it opening night, and then I went back again on Monday to watch it. What a movie, man, huh?
Man, and the thing that kind of built up Captain America for me, my daughter was born, Cinco de Mayo, and the movie came out, the 6th?
Yep.
So I was really worried because I was thinking I'm not going to be able to see this movie. It's a thing that you don't want to tell your wife, like, hey, let's try to get this thing out a little bit earlier, or hold out on pushing for a couple of days. Captain America, Black Panther's coming. But yeah, it was great. I was able to see it Saturday, so it worked out really well. And I've seen it bootleg twice. Baby's first bootleg hashtag. But yeah, it's great. It's really great. I would have gone to see it in the theaters again if it wasn't for the baby, but and it being a hassle. But hey, I loved it. Captain America 2 was my favorite Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this definitely took the cake.
Nice. Well, obviously, just a heads up for everybody that's listening, just in case you haven't seen it, we may discuss them spoilers. Chrome may be known as the spoiler king. No, wait, that's Keem.
Yeah.
That's not you. But you've been known. No.
Yeah. I slipped up a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatevs. But we all have. But you've been warned. So, it's so funny. Just, you can't help. But there's so many different ways that you want to just look at it and compare and contrast with the other big blockbuster that's already come out this year, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. It's always Marvel vs. DC and, them versus us. And you kind of, you can't help it. They came out so close together. And it's so crazy, to me, how wrong the Murderverse got it, and how right, Captain America got it. And I don't want to make it sound like there's nothing, that everything was perfect in Civil War. I mean, I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's a friggin' phenomenal movie.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some little things that, maybe I would have liked to have seen different.
Yeah, but
not
I think
enough
it comes down
for me to dock it. Yeah. You there?
My bad. Yeah.
It comes down to what?
It comes down to a little bit of nitpicking when it comes to the Civil War side. But when it comes down to Batman, it is legitimate plot holes. And just just the fact that they have a 4-hour director's cut. I was like, if you were to take out an hour and a half in the movie, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some holes in there.
Yeah, exactly. How can you think that that's a good idea, obviously you're not going to put out a 4-hour movie in the theaters. That's a lot to ask anybody to sit in place for one time. But, I just don't understand, how they thought they could leave out so much. Because it felt like it was missing stuff. And, on top of that, it just didn't... It's like some spastic kid walked into a comic shop and bounced off all the shelves and just picked up a bunch of random Batman and Superman comics, and then they went home and they played Injustice: Gods Among Us and they said, "All right, let's make a movie."
Yeah, that's all they needed. They got enough.
Yeah, the Injustice aspect of it is there's so much Injustice influence in that movie. It's weird, and that's not really a common story. It was a video game, and they have their own comic for it and everything, but that's an isolated kind of universe.
Right.
And I really I don't understand at what point they thought this is how they wanted to kick it off. Let's start it. So here's what I don't understand about Batman. I still haven't had anybody really explain it to me. So Batman has a bat signal, but the cops have no idea who he is.
Right, he's brand new, he just showed up. But he's been doing this for years. Yeah,
you get this perception that he's this new character that nobody's ever heard of. But there's a bat signal, and the Robin died years ago, apparently, allegedly, we don't know.
Right.
But it just, none of it makes sense, that aspect of it. And then you've got Flash coming back to the future, hitting that gigawatts and, hit that 88 miles per hour. And, there were parts of it that were done really well. And then you have to they shoot their load right in the first movie and they go right to Doomsday killing Superman.
Right.
You can do that story, but
later, you have to build that up.
Yeah, build that up. That should have been 4 or 5 movies in, that should have been Justice League 2 maybe. And then for Justice League 3, he makes the comeback, halfway through the movie. But it's crazy. And then on the complete flip side of things, and now granted, this is their second technically movie in that whole universe with, Superman, the first one, being the kind of kickoff, I guess. But there's a huge payoff with Civil War because you do have a little bit of a franchise built up, but they did it all the right way, They started with Iron Man and they slowly introduced, Coulson and Fury and Black Widow, and then they shifted to Thor, and they introduced Hawkeye, and then they got them all together, and you had Captain America. Like, it just, the ebb and flow is perfect, and
yeah, wasn't force-fed down our throats.
Yeah, and it's like it was like Snyder wanted to get everything at once. Like, I want to do like everything right now in this one movie, instead of, hey, we have a lot of time to work this out. Let's really just establish a base here. And I just don't understand why the base had to be Batman and Superman fighting. Like,
and it only have one fight.
Yeah, and they barely fought. And then the most embarrassing part of it all is that all he had to do was say Martha, and that's it. It's over. So if only Cap had said to Iron Man, "Hey, Martha," we would have
ended the Civil War.
Ended the Civil War. But there's so much to love about Civil War. I mean, we finally see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther, and those are our two new additions, and they're both phenomenal.
Yeah, spot on casting.
Yeah, like, can you believe Chadwick Boseman's 40?
Wait, what? For real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he had a birthday the other day, and I heard I think he's 40.
Jeez.
I'm Googling that now.
Yeah. Wow.
No, I'm sorry, he's 40 in November.
Damn, still.
Yeah, like, that. I thought he was like 25.
Yeah.
He was like young.
I really thought he was younger.
But, man, he was fantastic as Black Panther. The suit was awesome. I feel like they really did it. I mean, it wasn't like, and these are the nitpicky things. There are little aspects of how things happen and how things came about that, aren't really the way they did it in the comics, but they're just different enough so that you can forgive it. Like, his father, T'Chaka, dying, obviously wasn't that way.
Right.
Like, I think Claw is the one that killed him in the comics, but like, it made sense in the grand scheme of things, and it made sense that they were, blaming Bucky and all that.
It was a way to tie him in.
Exactly. And you don't hate it because, they did it gracefully, like they don't and then for a Black Panther movie, they don't necessarily have to go back and explain everything.
Right.
It could be a kind of, maybe there's a few flashbacks where you see the history of the Black Panther and how, he takes over the mantle and everything, from T'Chaka. But, yeah, man, like, we saw his kick-ass Dora Milaje, henchman.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that was Shuri or not,
Yo, I was in the theater with my sister, and my sister went, yes! Like, it was so hilarious. But yeah, man.
Did she fly over for the baby?
Yeah, and Civil War too. Mostly for Civil War.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's
crazy. That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And then Tom Holland, like what is up with Aunt May?
Oh, Aunt May? Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, she just keeps getting younger. It didn't make sense at all. Like, she was fine and everything.
Oh man, I'm not mad at it. Not mad.
No, not at all. But like, and I mean, why is he living in like the apartment? Like, they had a house.
Yeah.
Like, again, these are little tiny details that you get mad about, but like, not mad about, but like, you want to nitpick.
Yeah, you want to nitpick it, but the modern spin on it. So,
yeah,
especially he's in Queens, right? And I think Queens is going for this whole gentrification thing anyway.
Yeah. I didn't understand Zemo though. Like, that was like, I think, my biggest problem with the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think they really got that character right. And it was kind of confusing.
Would you have preferred him with the mask on? Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't really get where they were going with it, Like, so he's this soldier and his family died. I get that, but like, why did he have to be a Zemo? Like, why didn't...
Right. It could have been anybody.
Exactly. So that's like my only minor gripe, But like, the casting was fantastic. Like, the humorous parts were there, and they weren't, like, forced, and they really gave the movie character. Like, Iron Man and Spider-Man's interactions were fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait for that in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, absolutely. And Tom Holland's going to be great in Spider-Man. Like he totally, like, that's the Peter Parker I think we wanted.
Yep.
We want to see that younger Peter Parker.
Completely reminding me of the animated series. Just the whole gestures and the back and forth, just the shock and awe of everything. I was like, yes, this is what we deserve.
One thing this movie definitely did for me is it really elevated how I feel about Winter Soldier. I think Sebastian Stan did a really great job portraying Winter Soldier, and like, even like the way that him and Falcon were interacting was really cool. Like, when I think one of the best scenes of the whole movie is when Cap goes in and kisses Sharon Carter, and they go back to them sitting in the car, and they're both just like smiling, and it's just so great. But like, I don't know, like it's hard. Like, you're Team Iron Man. I don't get it. Like, I really don't.
Oh,
but
that's easy to explain.
It's
just more of there's rules. You know what I mean? And
stupid rules.
Yeah, but there's still rules that are put in place. I can see where the whole Team Cap comes in, but man, it's just more relatable to me. Like, hey, laws are put in a reason, and if we were to believe that we are above all the laws, then we're not above the police. It just makes it crazy. I'm just gonna ramble on a little bit more. Blah blah blah. Iron Man.
Yeah, so like all these laws that are being put in place because Tony Stark is a screw up.
Well, not all of it was on him.
I mean, a lot of it's on him. Most of it was on him.
Yeah. But I think most of them he fixed. He fixed the battle on the Battle of New York. He handled that himself with a little bit of help. He did send a nuke up into space.
What were they expecting, though, in the battle? All right, so yeah, there's a lot of damage in the Battle of New York, but what were they expecting?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we're being invaded by an alien race, okay? So what were they, like, what are we supposed to do? Oh, so Hulk, like, took out part of a building when he was trying to land while he was killing aliens. Boo-hoo, Like, all right, so an accident happened, obviously. A terrorist set off a bomb in, what was it, Nigeria?
Right.
And, could Scarlet Witch have handled it better? Yes, but how many lives were saved? So the whole purpose of being autonomous is you're above politics. What would have happened if, in Winter Soldier, if they were following this Sokovia Accord, and they're taking orders from S.H.I.E.L.D., Like, that was Hydra.
Right.
So you're going to corrupt, by being autonomous, you're above corruption, and there's going to be casualties, but like, I felt like that was one of the things that I didn't really buy. One of the very few nitpicky details I didn't buy, because like, everything that he was complaining about could have been explained away, like, very easily. Like, the last one just seemed like a classic case of overreacting because of a tragedy, which, sure, losing people in that horrible way is a tragedy, but again, how many lives did they save by being there?
Sure.
So that's why and the biggest reason that I'm Team Cap is that Tony just reacts to everything he does emotionally. He never acts rationally. He always acts with emotion.
Captain America is the one that leads with his emotions. First, he has his best friend that he hasn't really seen or hung out with in like
that
40
he was right
years.
About.
And he rides or dies for him, no matter...
That he was right about.
Oh, yeah, he was right, but,
But they put a shoot-to-kill order on him.
Yeah, true.
So he's like, all right, well, I need to hear the story. He's done some things, but let's figure it out. Everyone deserves a trial. You can't just be judge, jury, and executioner. I mean, he was right about him. He ended up being right.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't do it, so they would have killed an innocent person, and that's exactly why he was against it, because Cap looks at things and he makes a plan. He's a military guy. I mean, you know what that military life is about.
Yeah.
So there's always a plan. There's always a way to execute. And then you've got, Iron Man. I have a plan.
Right.
Smash.
What was the line? It was in the first Avengers.
Yeah. I have a plan. Attack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's the plan is attack? Okay.
Yeah. So he. That's my issue with. All right, and in the first Civil War, Cap was like the way to go as well, as far as I'm concerned, because the first Civil War was all about the New Warriors. They were doing like a reality TV show, and they were in
like New Hampshire.
I think it was like Stamford, Connecticut, home of the WWE, and they take out a school, and all right, so they started the Superhero Registry Act. Everybody had to register because of that, and they just didn't do a really good enough job, as far as I'm concerned, explaining away why we needed this, But either way, Team Cap.
I'll let it ride. Well, let me ask you one question. Do you see the TV world crossing over more into the cinematic universe? Well, I still consider it all the cinematic universe, but I don't know if you follow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or everything on Netflix.
Yeah, I have. I want it to, and I don't know what, all the stuff that I've heard is that they're leading towards not, which doesn't make sense. Like you've got Infinity Wars. The whole purpose of Infinity Wars is to have tons of characters, and as far as I'm concerned, having Charlie Cox come in as Daredevil, he doesn't have to be in the movie for 20 minutes. Having him make a 5-minute cameo, is sufficient. Having the Defenders, that's the whole reason you set them up. I mean, other than to have a kick-ass Netflix show.
Right.
But having these guys make small appearances here and there, maybe it's going to make it a little bit more expensive, but that movie is $1 billion movie, so get over it. That's just a revenue from theaters. That movie's going to make $1 billion probably first week, because you're going to have so many characters that are involved, and I thought that was the whole point of crossing it over with, I looked at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a spin-off from Avengers,
right.
Give Coulson his show, Nick Fury shows up, you've got other characters that have shown up from time to time, you're kind of establishing the lore, and that's what I loved about it, and that's the missed opportunity that DC has by not incorporating, Grant Gustin and Steve Amell, two hugely popular characters. I'll give them a break on Gustin, because at the time they didn't really know what they had with Flash, even though all signs pointed towards it being a friggin' massive success. But I'll give him a slide there. But Amell, come on. So anyway, that's a lost opportunity as far as I'm concerned, not being able to cross those over. So I'm hoping they need to all exist together. Obviously the Netflix shows, they acknowledge the things that have happened, so they are in the same universe, but I don't know if they're going to use them. I hope they do.
Yeah. The last, I don't know if you've seen the last episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
Sorry. That's one that I kind of got behind on, so I definitely need to get caught up on it.
Well, I'll just say, no spoilers, of course. It's not a crossover as big as the first, or the first Captain America Winter Soldier crossover, which was the the reveal that Hydra was infiltrating, has already infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D., which was crazy, which made the show way, it took it over that hump that it was going through. Even with the Avengers 2, that crossover they had, where I think he dies in the first 15 minutes anyway of Avengers 2. But he was there with Is it Baron Zucker or what's the name of the Hydra guy again?
Yeah. I think you're right, Baron Zucker.
Yeah, but yeah, he was one of the guy that was right next to him was one of the main baddies on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that season. So this episode doesn't have the same impact, but it acknowledges some of the things that happens.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
It's well, I need to get caught up then.
Yeah, it's leading up to something. I thought it was going to go in deep, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So I don't know if they're trying to fall back from trying to have to coordinate the shows to line up with the movies, or I don't know if that's an issue. But I really try to see, like, man, when is Coulson going to fall back in with the Avengers or back into S.H.I.E.L.D., or when is S.H.I.E.L.D. going to come back into the limelight, or Secret Warriors, if that becomes more of a bigger thing in the actual cinematic universe. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I was like, wow, well, they have the opportunities here. Well, it should happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that the whole Marvel's Most Wanted didn't get picked up.
Even Agent Carter, especially the way that Agent Carter ended.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on that. I know what happened. I'm not worried about spoilers on Agent Carter, but, like, I mean, I know that, like, you don't know if somebody's alive or dead, but yeah, like that's a bummer. Like, I'm not surprised on that one, but the Marvel's Most Wanted, like they wrote off like two of the best characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just for the intent and purpose of giving them their own show.
So I hope they write them back on.
Yeah, like, I mean, it should be easy enough to do. I mean, that's really not the hardest thing in the world, but I hope contractually they're able to do that. I mean, I'm sure that they're fine in that regard, but who knows? That's my biggest worry right now, you know? But, so yeah, man, that movie was a smash, and next up, this is a big month for movies, X-Men and Warcraft. You got any hype for either one of them?
Well, I'll tell you this. X-Men, I have a little bit more hype than Warcraft. Warcraft, I'm already disappointed in because they have a lot of B-list actors that I'm not really excited to see ever.
Yeah.
Paula Patton is on there as a female orc, I believe. Yeah. Paula Patton is known for nothing. Just for being a B-list actor and being in horrible movies. Last good movie she was in was Mission Impossible. And it wasn't even the last one. It was like 2 Mission Impossibles ago. But X-Men, I've heard a lot of bad things.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because they finally had some trailers that looked like they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And then...
they fixed up Homie. Like, he wasn't looking like Ivan Ooze anymore.
Right.
So that was a good look. So
Apocalypse being Homie.
Yeah, big Homie Apocalypse. But yeah, just the reviews started to come out, and it sounds like they got struck with the trilogy blues. You know, that third one in the series always happens to be the worst.
Yeah, I mean, and it's unfortunate because there's so many good characters there. And I don't know. I'm gonna go see it. I'm trying to stay away from everything. Like, I don't want to be influenced, I guess, because, you know, I don't know. They just need to get out of the past, basically. Like, Days of Future Past should have left them in the present day.
Yeah.
And it's weird they're going back to 1982 again, you know.
And supposedly the next one is going to be
in the 90s. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, they've got so much potential there, but I don't know. I'm being cautiously optimistic. Delusia?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here. I was thinking about one of the things about the whole X-Men series is that they rely too much on Magneto as a villain. They need I don't know if they're contractually obligated to use Magneto in a couple more movies, but they need a different villain. They need something else. Like, what I really enjoyed about, like,
Fassbender's so great, though.
It's yeah. I've heard some bad things about this one, like he phoned it in. But
really?
Like I said, still gonna see it though. Still hype, but there's some plot holes. There's some plot holes. Like Quicksilver being his son.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, oh, let's just throw that in there since everybody knows. We might as well just try to plug that in somehow. I don't know how they do it in the movie, but from the trailer that they showed, it just kind of happens. Like, oh yeah, by the way, that's my dad.
I mean, he kind of picked up on it in the last movie, though.
Oh yeah, when the mom was watching the TV and she was like,
yeah,
he looks familiar.
Well, even in the elevator, he was in the elevator with him. It's like, oh, my mom knew a guy like that once. So yeah, that camera.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So I mean, Warcraft. I've never played World of Warcraft, so like, the trailers looked interesting. I mean, I'm gonna go see it again, both of them. I'm gonna go see them with an open mind, and just try to be honest about it. You know,
there's only one video game movie I want to see right now, and that's Assassin's Creed. And I hope to God that it wasn't trailer magic that made this movie look good, and Assassin's Creed will break the video game horrible movie mold.
I hope so too, because I hated the Animus though. Like he was like living everything out.
Yeah, like he was physically doing it while attached to it, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I guess they didn't want him just laying down in a chair for half the movie.
But that part of Assassin's Creed is everybody's least favorite part of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, being out of it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the parts in the Spanish Inquisition, like those parts look phenomenal. Yeah. So didn't like the music though.
Yeah, everyone's not a fan of that Kanye track.
Yeah. Nobody really. It didn't fit. You know, like
yeah, it's just I'm not a god, and no one in Assassin's Creed is a god.
Yeah. So yeah, it was weird, and I picked up on that right away. I did a reaction video. Like I've started doing reaction videos, and people seem to like that. So, but like it got hit with the instant like claims. So I was like, yeah, I ain't dealing with this. We're out.
Yeah, so, there's a version of the video or the trailer without the music that I think may be on the way of having more likes than the original video.
Yeah.
So the people have spoken.
So pretty much that's it. Is there anything that you're just really looking forward to right now?
Battlefield 1. Can't wait.
Yeah?
Cannot wait.
I'm right there with you. I'm a Battlefield guy. I'm hyped for it. I mean, it looks different, and not different in a hardline way. It's not Grand Theft Battlefield.
Yeah.
I didn't mind hardline too much, but just not enough people got behind it.
There's too many modes in hardline I did not like.
Yeah.
I hate driving around in a circle with a car just to hold it.
That was like the game mode I played the most.
Oh my god. It was so easy to win. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was so easy to like get XP. Yeah. So that's why I did it the most.
Oh yeah, so. But man, that's junk.
Yeah, but Battlefield 1 looks dope. I think right now I'm really excited for Lego Star Wars Episode 7. That's going to be at the end of June, and other than that, other than Battlefield 1 and that, Deus Ex. Mankind Divided, I think it is.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm a huge Deus Ex fan. Well, let me take that back. I loved the Adam Jensen game, the last one.
Yeah.
Human Revolution. So obviously, like the games that came before it, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I've been with it since that, even though I have them. Not for me, but the Human Revolution was my jam. And I'm just so stoked to see Adam Jensen back. Really great character. So yeah, I think those are the 3 games I'm most looking forward to for the rest of the year. But yeah. So thanks for chatting with me, man.
Hey, no problem. It's always a pleasure, man. And I always want to wish you success.
Same to you, man.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? You've got the Video Game Cartel?
VideoGameCartel.com, yes, sir. Little backstory. I feel like I've been in the video game industry for like 10 years now, and I haven't made a cent. And now with the whole revolution of esports, it's like a wave of entrepreneurs in gaming. People are coming up with new apps. People are coming up with new devices. I was just in a conference call with someone yesterday that showed me a new. Well, I can talk about it. A new app, basically. It's a web-based service that while you're streaming and you record your stream, it will go and analyze your video, your stream, like your 5-hour stream, and it can cut up your video and analyze it. So if you're playing Battlefield, it would know what gun you're using, and you can filter matches by your gun. You can filter matches by wins and losses, and you can just with a click of a button upload it to YouTube.
Wow!
So it's gonna be a huge revolutionary way of especially people without capture cards or without not necessarily capture cards, but without the Sony Vegas or Final Cut or Adobe Premieres. It's going to be a really crazy thing to do that will help kind of expedite the entire process of producing videos from your Twitch streams. So, and this is a product that was developed by a company that initially wasn't intended for gaming, but they see the way that gaming's turning now, and they repurposed it for gaming. And the way it looks, it's going to be a hit. So that's basically what I'm doing with the site, is repurposing business acumen and business skills and marketing tools and skills that are used for other things other than gaming, and I'm repurposing it for the gaming world. So people that are doing YouTube videos, people that are starting esports organizations, you got to learn about taxes. You got to learn about how to
taxes.
Oh man, branding, social media management. We talk about the different tools of how to manage everything without having to quit your full-time job and do things. It's a lot of stuff there. Here to help the people. It's awesome. Hopefully it should be out for the world this week. Who knows? I've been delaying it forever because I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah, you are. One thing I can say about you is, like, I've met lots of people through my time, quote unquote, in the industry. And when I say in the industry, I don't just mean video games. I go back to music. Like, I've been involved with journalism of some kind. I don't really consider YouTube journalism, but some type of form of journalism, dealing with publicists, dealing with stuff like that for ever since college. I did college radio. So we're going back to like 2001, 2002, and like I've met lots of people. I've interacted with lots of people, and you're one of the people that always stands out to me as having a lot of ambition, a lot of drive, and you're one of the people that I've always wanted to work with, and I have no doubt that you're going to be really successful.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you're my people, so that's why we're talking right now, because we got that going. So
yeah, that's how I introduced myself to Wally. I was talking to Wally was it yesterday or 2 days ago, and he's asking me like how do I know Jay? I'm like, oh, Jay, that's my Boston brother. He's the tank driver.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like that's absolutely the way I look at it. You're like my Miami brother. Like it's you have awful taste in basketball teams, but everything else is going your way. And at some point, I'm gonna like have to hit you up for a spot on your couch or something. So at least for a week, but yeah, man. So I'm glad things are going well for you. I'm always here to help and support you. That's for sure. One of the few people I would follow wherever you go. So I say that as like the ultimate compliment. So I hope I'll drop some links and everything for everybody. You definitely I want you to support your baby mom's favorite DJKrome. So, how weird was it for you for me being the host
Hey, it's a welcome change, man. I'll never forget the first time I hosted a podcast. It was way back in the day. The person that usually hosted our podcast, he got sick or he had to work late, something like that. So everyone just voted and said, "Hey, Adrian, you're gonna host." And ever since then, I've been hosting, even when the guy came back. That's probably why he hates me. And we don't talk anymore. We have a lot of beef. But
is it who I think it is?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. But
I don't know. We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah. But it's always a welcome change. I've been on a couple of, I guess you could say I've been doing the podcast run the past couple of weeks, kind of promoting the site, and yeah, it's always a welcome change. I don't have to always. Some of the things I get to do as a host is, I can kind of turn that off. So it's always great to kind of be behind the mic instead of in front of it.
Yeah, because it's different. Like I think it comes naturally for me, just because I have to do it. When you're like your only person in your own video, like
right, you
just naturally have to take over. And plus, I got that radio background and stuff. But like going back to underground hype days, like it felt weird for me. Like when we were about to start, I'm like, oh wait, I got to start it. Like I was waiting for you to do that intro. Baby mom's favorite DJ.
Yeah, man.
So, but yeah, man. Thanks. It was good talking to you.
Yeah,
and anything you want to shout out or pitch?
Everybody, stay tuned. Because I'm pretty sure what Jay got coming up next is going to be crazy. That's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to see what you got lined up in the future.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty excited. It's been a crazy week. I've been talking with my YouTube partner quite a bit. It's going to be possibly T-shirts.
Nice.
J Shockblast T-shirts. I feel weird. Like I never pictured that when I started all this, but that's all because of you guys that listen, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll have it's hard. It's been like weird because like you're one of my go-to people to play games with, and like the time zone difference, like it's got to be frustrating for you.
It's the worst. I have to basically find a whole complete new squad of people to play with, and they don't play on the Xbox. They play on PlayStation. So it's been a lonely time for me, except for the weekends. If I wake up around this time, which is it's like 11:15, or is that? Sorry, wow, it's like 10:15 for you.
Yeah. So what time is it there?
It's 11:15 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I first wake up, I'm able to catch people for a while on the weekends. And then once it hits like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, people disappear. And back to solo play.
Well, you got 2 more years of this?
Yeah, maybe more, depending on how work turns out. So we'll see.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Are you liking it there, though?
I'll tell you this. I've never been a place this nice before. Everything's accessible by train. I barely drive my car. People are continuously nice. They treat me like a celebrity. There's some stuff around here, but all in all, it's really an enjoyable experience so far.
Do they all think you're LeBron?
I've gotten Kobe. I gotten 50 Cent.
Kobe.
Yeah, I haven't gotten LeBron yet.
Kobe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe you don't got that hairline like LeBron though.
Not yet. I got a couple of years before I hit that LeBron hairline, and I don't look like a sellout yet. So.
Oh, what are you gonna do when Toronto beats you?
Whoa! I don't think that's gonna. Well, I don't know anymore.
You're never gonna hear the end of it from Spenny if that happens.
I was so scared. I believe if Whiteside is playing, I think we have it on lock. I don't think we're gonna lose it in a pressure game like this.
Honestly, the only thing that I care about in basketball right now is Celtics getting a top 2 pick. Thank you, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the Lakers not getting a top 3 pick, because if they don't get a top 3 pick, they have to give it to Philadelphia.
Jeez.
So, and Philadelphia can't get anything right. So So I just all I want, honestly, I can live with the Celtics. The worst they can do is number 5. I can live with them getting number 5 as long as the Lakers get number 4. Like, that has to happen. I'll be so stoked if the Lakers sucked in Kobe's last year so that they could get nothing.
Yeah, that's the Kobe curse.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's it for Shockcast number 1, the reboot. Let me know what you guys think. I thought this was fun. I'll have Krome back anytime he's available to do it. Basically, I'd like to do this weekly, maybe bi-weekly. If it bi-weekly might be more doable for all parties involved.
Most likely.
But I'd love to get Krome back for each and every one if possible, but any ones that he can, and maybe get in some other people here and there. I think we've learned over the years that too many hands in the cookie jar is not a good experience.
Yeah.
It can be fun, but when you've got we're 30 minutes into the podcast and we're on the 7th person, what are you playing?
And 45-minute shout outs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those were the days, man. But, all right, man. Thanks.
Hey, no problem, man.
All right, guys. We'll see you.